How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another weekly warehouse update. A little bit lighter week this week, but there's still some fire on these shelves. Let me walk you through it. So first thing we have is the OWN AVR X. So this is in JK Pro plastic, but to celebrate OWN's World Championship, they put her name, signature edition, on these. Nice concave JK AVRs. The JK AVR is basically just a softer big bead AVR. So you got the bead on there, nice, soft. Not super soft, but soft enough to give you some extra grip. So those are really fun. Also, one of Innova's hottest new releases, the Fox, is now in Halo Star plastic. So super flippy, understable mid, very comfortable in the hand. Honestly, like a better feeling Wombat 3 is kind of what we're looking at here. Maybe a little flippier even. And then we also have, to celebrate OWN Scoggins Worlds, we also have our signature edition Swirly Star Destroyer. 169 one here. Gorgeous swirls on these. Bunch of different weights, 163. So you can check those out. Then while we're celebrating victories over in Discraft World, we have the Missy Gannon Confetti. This is to celebrate Maple Hill Confetti Thrasher. And then also celebrate Maple Hill, we have the Cole Redallen Confetti Tsunami from DGA. So this is a nice, straight, slightly understable fairway driver. And then we have a very flippy, obviously, distance driver. So celebrate some Maple Hill wins for Discraft and DGA. Those are awesome. And then from Dynamic Disc, we have a brand new plastic from them, the Drift plastic, which is baseline feeling, but floats on water is the key here. So we have it in the Sergeant, the Escape, the EMAC Judge, and the Evidence are all in their new Drift plastic. So I remember when I first got into disc golf, there was a few courses with water. One of them was Bryant Park in Richmond, used to go to, and I couldn't carry the water. So I always bagged a water disc. Back then, my choice was basically an Innova Dragon. So now, you have a lot more choices. Dynamic Disc Drift plastic, that's always good if you got a water carry that you can't quite carry and you're terrified of it. You won't be with that disc because it will just float over there. And then last but not least, we have, I believe these are Lucid Glimmer Warrants with a really fun stamp on there. The Warrant's an understable mid. So a lot of fun new releases here. But yeah, this one's one of the cooler stamps.
All right, so quick sub box update. If you are interested in the October sub box, obviously, if you're watching this on the day of release of this video, it is the 31st, the last day of the month, and we have just a couple spots left in last month's sub box. So if you wanted to quickly hop in and grab it, you still have the chance to do so. Just a reminder, we did our collaboration with Ken Climo and did the Climo discs box. So you get 3 premium discs, which is an insane deal, including an overstamp foundation Bel Air and a custom stamp little Kenny's Goat Farm Osprey, as well as a major line Skyway. 3 tremendous premium discs at a really good price. That was what we offered from the Climo disc line for the sub box this month. And like I said, this is the last day. If you're watching this on October 31st, if you get a sub box today, you will still get this box. Now, I do also want to tease, next month we have a very, very special subscription box. It's not like every box we do. We always have new and exciting plastic, but we are actually working with another company, or have worked with another company, on a foundation collaboration mold. Okay, this is like something that we haven't done before in our company, and this is going to be a kind of prototype limited release through the sub box. It's going to be the only way that you can go ahead and get it, at least for this prototype. So starting tomorrow, keep an eye out for a post coming soon. Should be hitting this weekend to kind of explain further, but you're gonna want to jump in quickly on the November sub box. We only have limited spots for these subscription boxes. Sometimes some people leave the subscription box and spots open up, but like I said, there's only limited spots for last month, which means there's not going to be a ton for next month. So if you're not interested in the October box, but what I just said sounds interesting for November, as soon as it hits November, jump in. You're not going to regret it. We're going to have a very special box.
Now, as it is Halloween, we're running a Halloween sale for you. There's a lot of different Halloween edition discs or Halloween adjacent discs, as you'll see what I mean in a second. And we're going to put them all on sale. So there'll be a little section that you can find all these in. But let me run you through some of the options. First off, we have some Brody Smith Get Spooky Buzzes. We only have a few of the pumpkin ones, but we have a bunch of these Midnight Get Spookies. They're going to be on sale. As I said, Halloween adjacent. This dish just screamed Halloween. It's an owl, and it's black and orange, so welcome to the Halloween collection. We also, from Prodigy, have the Eternal Knights of Darkness FX3. We've got the best feeling A2s they've ever ran. They're relatively flat, which if you have ever thrown a premium A2, you know it's very hard to find. 400 Glow, the Revenant, and then also one of their greatest mids they make, the 400 Glow Archive with the little wizard hands on fire stamp. And also the MX2. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that word, but you can see it, Halloween. And then we also have the Halloween edition Buzz. We've got the glow ones here. I think these are Mega Glow. And we also have the ESP triple foil Halloween buzzes. So all the Halloween discs are on sale for this weekend since, you know, that time of year.
All right, over here at the personality/custom stamp shelf, wanted to mention a few things. First off, we still have Robbie C Birdie Blend Wizards in stock. We've restocked these recently. They've been very popular over the last few years. If you haven't putt with these, pretty much everybody, and Wizards are a very popular putter, but everybody who putts these agrees that this blend, which we kind of like custom made for Robbie, or Gateway did, is like their favorite blend of Wizards ever. You have good firmness to them, as you can hear, but they still have a good bit of tackiness as well. They're not super slick. It's a really money blended putter. So we still have Robbie C Birdie Blend Wizards. There's a few colors. Got these like green ones as well. So make sure to check those out if you're looking to get your hands on some of them. Other custom stamp stuff. If you haven't seen the last few episodes, I'll just briefly go over. We did like a massive foundation custom stamp order. We were vending these at USDGC and at Tour Championship, but we still have some left over for you online. Double stamp, or double foil rather, S-Line DD3 Horizon. We've got FDs, Horizon FDs with the double foil. We've got Glow and Sparkle MD3s, same stamp. And we've got C-Line PD2s with the double foil, and some P2s with the double foil. And then moving down a shelf, P4s, boom. And then finally with that stamp, some TDs. Then in Discraft, we did this Build Your Game with a little mini foundation. We got buzzes in that. Only a couple of these Buzz SSs. These things were insane. Some Challengers, boom. And then moving down, we also have Zones, Raptors, Forces, and still quite a bit of these Passions. ESP Swirl, I mean, look at that guy. ESP Swirl Passions with that stamp. And then in the Discraft, we also still have some Build Your Games. These are actually, I think these are UV zones. They turn like pink purple in the sunlight. And then one of my favorite stamps is this modern stamp we've done. We do this in a bunch of Innova plastic right now. We do have like Halo Destroyers, very popular. We have those. We've got Firebirds, the Halo Firebirds. It's KC Pro Rocks. I just noticed this yesterday. Hunter was throwing one. We got flat top KC Rocks with that stamp. Wraiths, Toros, Sidewinders, everything. And then finally, we have a bunch of MVP time lapses, ranges, trails, turbulences, watts, hexes, glitches, detours, and balances, all with this like heck yeah foundation stamp on here. So like basically every popular streamline / MVP mold is what we have with this stamp right now. So yeah, custom stamps are still loaded over here. Still have plenty left. Getting into that gift buying season, if you got a foundation fan in your life, we have a ton of custom stamp options to give them a disc that ties them into the foundation brand. So there's thought.
If you've been enjoying the Imposter Disc Golf Reality Series, which if you haven't been, what's wrong with you? Go back and watch it. But if you have been, I appreciate you. And you can help us make sure we're able to keep doing it by supporting the people that supported the show, like Chiplock. These are back in stock. Chiplock's a super fun way to mix up your disc golf game with your buddies. Basically, there's a bunch of chips you earn. The chips either give you strokes or take strokes away based on which ones you're holding at the end of the round. If you haven't seen us play it, we have several videos playing it. It always is one of my favorite times when I see there's a Chiplock video on the schedule, because it is just electric the whole time. You end up at the end and Trevor's up by 3, but he ends up having 2 negative chips and I have 3 positive chips, and boom, I'm winning. Just so fun to be able to like reveal at the end, like, oh, well, actually, you thought I was gonna lead, but I had the tree and the bogey chip, so unfortunately, I'm not. So these are super fun way to switch up your game. Chiplock right here. Follow me around the corner, because back here we've got a few things I also want to tell you about. First off, we have a bunch of Brody hoodies. So the Get Freaky tie-dye hoodies. We've got some Discraft front, Dark Horse back hoodies. We got all kinds of Brody hoodies, and they are all on sale this weekend as well. So big sale going on all the Brody hoodies as we get into hoodie season. There's a bunch of different styles and varieties of those. So if you haven't ever picked up a Brody hoodie, or maybe you have one that's your favorite and you want to get a backup, or just, maybe wore it through, now's your chance. So some great disc golf hoodies to head into hoodie season. And then last but not least, for the first time ever, one of our longest running sponsors on the channel, the people that make Course Conquest happen, you know who I'm talking about, Gooder, are now live on our site. So we have all kinds of Gooder sunglasses. They start at just $25 and they go up depending on how cool of a style you're picking, really, or the different, you understand. We have some that are more just like, get one that's just, these are more your classic, just like Ray-Ban type. Probably can't say Ray-Ban. Oh, it's on Adread, actually. Yeah, these are Ray-Ban style. Obviously, some have like pink lenses, some have black lenses. You can pick and choose, but this would be one of the styles that'd be like $25. They also have a ton of super fun names. They come with a little carrying case, all of that. So check them out over on the site. Super excited to finally have Gooders live on the site. But that's going to wrap it up for this week's Weekly Warehouse Update. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you again next week.